Can everybody see me? Welcome to my first cooking tutorial with CAULIPOWER pizza. And this could go a variety of ways, mainly because I'm a terrible cook. But if I everybody to my kitchen, and I'm going to show you how to cook a pizza today. Now, this is all for a good cause. CAULIPOWER is making a donation to Feeding America, where they will be supplying 50,000 meals, which is incredible in this dark and one strange time that we're living in. And also, in addition to that, we are giving away 10,000 pizzas to all of you. All you have to do is text CHILL to 64827, and you could be, making a pizza along with me if you would like. So I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I don't cook in front of people. So welcome to our little time that we're gonna have together. I'm gonna make this quickly and then I'm gonna put it in the oven. So this is how I do a pizza. And to me, it's like when you're dealing with like a frozen pizza, obviously they're fine as they are. They're delicious. And, but if you like to zhuzh them up, if you like to personalize a pizza outside of what comes in the box, this is what I like to do. So I'm working with the CAULIPOWER crust right now, which is a delight. And here's what I like to do. Okay, so this is like a garlic and oil mixture that I like to sort of put on the base of the pizza just to give it a little bit of, I like my pizzas really oily. So I'm also gonna preface this by saying, obviously cauliflower crust pizzas are delicious and healthier than a regular pizza crust. So I'm gonna be a bit indulgent in terms of my toppings. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We've covered the pizza in oil. Okay, again, we are giving away 10,000 pizzas to all of you. All you have to do is text CHILL to 64827, and you'll get a free pizza out of this, which will supplement a meal in your week. It will allow for you to cook something that you don't have to spend a lot of time on. They're easy, they're healthy, they're convenient. So here's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna get into the joys of CAULIPOWER, the power of CAULIPOWER. Okay, I like to do a vodka sauce. So you can make it yourself. I'm using store-bought, but the great thing about pizza is that ultimately it can just be used as a vessel for all the things in your fridge that might be going bad, that you wanna get rid of. So really customize at your leisure. But I'm gonna do a vodka sauce, a little store-bought vodka sauce that I put down here. And then we go into some cheese. Now, I'm doing a nice combination of mozzarella and a little Gruyere, but mainly some fresh mozzarella and some more of the dry aged mozzarella. Why, I don't know, but it sounds impressive. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm cooking some CAULIPOWER pizza today, and we are giving away 10,000 pizzas to all of you. All you have to do is text CHILL to 64827 to get a free pizza. And obviously, CAULIPOWER making a donation to Feeding America, 50,000 meals. This is a wonderful thing. So I am teaching you how to personalize a pizza. I'm a terrible cook, so bear with me. We're doing a mozzarella. You could obviously be as healthy or unhealthy as you. Look at this terrible plating that I'm doing, but you know what? It's my own. And then I'm doing some Soppressata, because why not? Put that around the edges, just like this. I'll do 4. Great. And then it's important to put a little bit more cheese on top because this is a layering situation. And then I like to do a few onions for a kick. So we'll just put some onions on top here. And then I like capers. So I'm doing some capers on top. People are really divided On capers, it's a hit or miss for people. I'm sorry if you hate capers, leave them off. And then, just for fun, I'm gonna also put some hot peppers on top. And people at home who actually cook are like, this doesn't, you could do better. But you know what? We're trying. And in these dark times, all you can really do is try. Celebrating cauliflower today. I like using cauliflower crust pizza, not just because it tastes good, but because I have a hard time processing gluten. So this really helps with that. And it's also delicious. So 2 birds, 1 stone. And then I'm gonna do some basil. And look at this. Look at this beauty. I'm gonna transfer it to the oven. Stand by. I will be right back. Okay, putting it in the oven. Okay. Hi. That was quick and frantic. I feel a bit anxious, but I feel like we did a good job. Anyway, that's what I like to do to customize my pizzas. But we're also here to talk about CAULIPOWER and all the wonderful benefits that it has. It's healthy, it's convenient, and also they have other products outside of pizza. Wonderful tortillas. They have a sweet potato toast that I quite like. They do a cauliflower rice. So, you know, there is a wide gamut of things that we are covering here that are cauliflower based. Chicken tenders, who knew? And it's ironic because when I was younger, I really didn't like cauliflower and I grew into it, and now I have cauliflower probably once or twice a week. Roasted cauliflower, in this case, cauliflower crust pizza. There's a lot that you can do with it, clearly. So how are we all doing out there? What's the feedback looking like? Again, I'm reiterating this, we are doing this because we're giving away 10,000 pizzas to all of you. Text CHILL to 64827 to redeem a delicious cauliflower crust pizza from CAULIPOWER. It's a wonderful thing. 50,000 meals going to Feeding America. Find me a more celebratory thing right now in this moment. I'm sweating. Do we have questions from people? Not a single question. Come on now. I'll ask myself a question. I have been customizing pizzas for a really long time. And the layering technique was taught to me by a friend who makes pizzas for a living. And apparently just helps get the juices flowing. I don't really know, but it is delicious and it looks really impressive when it comes out of the oven because you end up getting a really nice golden crust.
People are asking what temperature?
Cheese. Oh, what temperature? 425, I believe. This recipe will be available online as well, and I will provide the link. 425. I believe.
Do you put the pizza on a baking sheet or
pizza goes directly on the rack. Depending on the kinds of toppings that you put on, I like to go overboard. So depending on how much I have piled up, sometimes I'll put a little baking sheet underneath just to catch anything that might spill. If you don't have a baking sheet, then I would recommend to just go lighter on the toppings. But it goes directly on the rack. And again, depending on the toppings, the time that you put it in the oven for will kind of depend on how much you've loaded on the pizza. So I've loaded a lot, so it's gonna take a little bit longer. But if you go light, then you might wanna check on it a little bit earlier too. So it's a feel it out situation. I have definitely felt it out incorrectly before and pulled out a round charred disc of just black soot. So important to maybe flick the oven light on, just because you can't really tell when something's done when you're customizing a pizza. Any other questions for me?
Is it a thin crust?
It's a thin crust. It's a nice crispy thin crust, which is key. I like a crispy thin crust, unless you're going really deep and then it's like, let's commit to a full deep. But if we're gonna go like day-to-day pizza, I like a nice thin crust. Because for me, I like toppings. So a nice thin crust allows for a generous amount of toppings and you're not dealing with like bread. Do you know what I'm saying? What else? Ooh, I also have a hot honey that I will drizzle on top when it comes out. Now, if you guys don't know the secrets of a hot honey, an excellent topping to have around, an unexpected choice. Some of you might be saying, I don't know if I like sweet with my savory, to which I say, if you can, try it. Again, if you're joining us, we are here to give away 10,000 pizzas to all of you. I know this is a really intense time for all of us, so to offset even a single meal, I know is a big deal these days, so please go text CHILL to 64827 and get a free pizza. And that is one less meal that you have to cook. Pop it in the oven, easy as that. Also, CAULIPOWER making a donation to Feeding America and supplying 50,000 meals, which is a truly incredible thing. How are we all doing? How are we feeling? It's a very bizarre time.
Do you have any new quarantine hobbies?
Well, that's what I'm trying to think about. I picked up the piano. I got a little keyboard, so I've been like, I learned it before, I'm trying to do it again. I mean, I feel like we're all resorting back to hobbies that we've had as children. I feel like if we're not making banana bread or sourdough starter, we're either learning a language or knitting or learning an instrument. It's a strange time, but at the same time, as they say, it's a luxury to be home. It's a luxury to be bored in these times, because there are people out there who are out and risking a lot to be out so that we can be in. So yeah, that's what I've sort of been doing, trying to stay calm, you know. And cooking is a really nice sort of cathartic way of like focusing on something and actually seeing an end result. What else do I have to say?
Does it taste like cauliflower? People are asking.
Does it taste like cauliflower? No, I mean it tastes like a thin crust pizza. I suppose if you were to like, I don't know. No, I mean, yeah, yes and no. It tastes delicious. And I will say this, I'm like a big critic of pizza crusts generally. So to find a crust that is healthy, is thin crust, is gluten-free, you know, is available for people with food sensitivities, that's a really important thing. Also, CAULIPOWER was the OG cauliflower crust pizza and the #1 in the country. So if you are going to trust someone, trust them. I'm gonna check on this pizza just to see, how are we doing? How are we feeling? Are people cooking along with me? Or is this just like a really bad audition for a cooking show I won't get? But I'm gonna show you this pizza when it's done, and you're going to look at it and say, okay, he might be messy, he might be kind of sloppy in his approach, but he makes a mean pizza. I'm gonna just check on it for a moment. Feel free to ask me any kind of questions that you'd like. I will be happy to answer. Here we go. Ooh, oh. We're looking good, folks. We're looking good. I forgot to say, here's the thing. Having peeked my head in the oven, people like basil in different ways. You can either use it at the end and do like a fresh basil basil garnish, or you can put it on the pizza, but I will say you have to like kind of a wilted, you'll see what I mean. But they shrink and they char, and I think it's quite beautiful. But if you want like a fresher presentation, maybe don't do the basil in the oven, maybe do it just on top at the end. Let me just see how I'm doing. Okay. I'm taking it out. All right. Okay, 1 second. Transferring, I'm plating. Okay. I'm gonna put this down somewhere. Hold on 1 second, I'm putting this here. I'm gonna take this, we're gonna walk this back. We're gonna walk this over. We're gonna take the pizza here. Let's get a beauty shot of this. I'm sorry. Does that not, what more do I have to do to sell you on this? That is a cauliflower crust pizza, everybody. And that's how it's done. See, the cheese, when you put it on top, gets that golden sort of crust to it. I like to put my cheese all the way around to the edges so that it really like crisps up. I'm gonna slice it up. Yes, I own one of these. And I will tell you this, if you are a pizza eater, these are very key and have really been a game changer. Also, if you're just joining us, we are giving away 10,000 pizzas. Text CHILL to 64827, CAULIPOWER, giving away 10,000 pizzas to all of you. Okay? Look at this. Now, okay, ready? I'm gonna burn my whole mouth. It's gonna be fine. That is so good. I mean, this is so good, I almost want to just throw it out to people on the street to just experience, because the fact that I'm here, I'm just going to be eating this by myself is not doing this justice. Ah, a dream. One more bite. But you can see it's like a thin crust pizza.
What about the hot honey?
Oh yeah, good idea. Throw some hot honey on it. Hold on, let me just do this. This is not, I'm messy when it comes to the kitchen. I would love to say that like, I'm good with presentation, but at the end of the day, when you're cooking for yourself, it's the taste that counts. Mm. Also, that extra cheese gives that like nice stringy pull. For the longest time I wasn't putting enough cheese on, and I wasn't getting the desired result. Delicious. And so much healthier than a pizza crust. Cauliflower. Who'd have thought? Any other questions?
What kind of hot honey?
What kind of hot honey? Now we're getting too specific, everybody. No, it's just generally hot honey. I think you can search for it anywhere. I think you can also make it yourself if you're feeling crafty. I would never dare, because it would just, suddenly it would be like, it would be too hot. I would either put in too much or too little. But here we are. Look at that. I'm gonna just do another, look, let's get a shot of the crust. Perfectly golden brown. Mmm. Anything else before we go? Anybody? So quiet out there.
What's your signature dish?
This is my signature dish. This is actually my signature dish. And I, before quarantine, used to do pizza nights where I'd have friends come over and I'd sort of like just lay out a table's worth of toppings and everyone would come and make their own pizzas and you throw them in the oven. It is the best way to have kind of a dinner party. Everyone gets to eat what they want because there's some picky eaters out there. And it's part of like, it's like an interactive experience. So I highly recommend it. I would get just a ton of the CAULIPOWER crusts, invite some friends over when this is all over and done with, and just do your own DIY pizza night. Can't think of anything better. And again, one last little shout out to all of you. If you are joining us and you don't know why we're here, we're making cauliflower crust pizza from CAULIPOWER, and they are making a donation to Feeding America, 50,000 meals. And also, we are giving away 10,000 pizzas to all of you. Just text CHILL to 64827, and you will just get you will get one of these for yourself. Also, these are like regular pizzas. I will say I have customized these as well. Sometimes I like to throw a few toppings on if I get a margarita, and it always works out. So 64827, text CHILL, get your free pizza, offset a meal in your life, give it to a loved one that you think might need it. It is a wonderful time to be giving things away. And I think food is a really important piece of all of that right now. It's important to be fed through this time because no one should be hungry. So CHILL, text it, 64827, get yourself a free pizza. And a big thank you to CAULIPOWER for their donation to Feeding America. 50,000 meals is pretty incredible, and that's gonna go a long way. So, you know, thank you for being here with me. I can't speak highly enough of how good this pizza is, not just because it's my recipe, but that helped. And I do hope that you guys redeem your pizzas and that you maybe try this recipe. You can modify it however you'd like. But I wish you all safety and good health. Try to stay in quarantine if you can. And to everyone out there who has to be outside, to the doctors, to the nurses, to the people in the hospitals, to the people delivering our packages, and everybody in between who has to be out to make sure that we can stay in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I hope you redeem your free pizza, and make a pizza on us. So thank you all, thank you CAULIPOWER. I'm gonna finish this in privacy because no one needs to see me eat the entire thing. But thanks for coming and hanging with me for a few minutes, and we'll see each other again soon.